So this is Nick Williams, and in my effort to bring you interesting people to learn about, I've had to come all the way to Cape Town. It's a tough life. Sitting here in the shadow of Table Mountain, and I'm here with Cath1. And we originally met here last year, but then you've been living in London for a while, haven't you? So we met in London again, and now we're meeting back down here in Cape Town. Good to see you.
Yeah, it's fantastic to have you out in Cape Town. So I'm very excited that people like you are passionate about coming to visit our beautiful country.
Yeah. So you do a number of different things, and the kind of what brings it all together is the idea of agile living. Is that what you call it?
Yeah. So it's really in response to the way the world has become. We are in this very high change, high information, fast-paced kind of environment, and all of that has been driven by technology. And there's wonderful opportunities in it, like the fact that we can make this video right now and easily upload it and stuff. And there are also challenges to bring to all of that. And for a lot of people, one of the challenges is that we get overloaded with all this information. We kind of don't know how do we channel it, how do we structure it, into the contribution that we want to make, and how do we know what's useful information to focus on when there's an abundance of information and people offering fantastic personal development programs and people offering not so fantastic ones as well. And how do you know what to focus your time on? And so my real passion is in helping people to learn and change more easily and elegantly. And part of that is through the project of the Bottom Line Book Club, where I'm recognizing that there's just so much information out there. I am offering a way to help people to realize what the really good stuff is, by picking out the best books and the best teachers, and then creating learning programs and that really step-by-step guide people to apply what I would say is the 20%, in terms of the Pareto principle, the most powerful ideas.
We were having conversations earlier, and I think one of the things that you have a gift for is that you seem to be able to help people stay clear in their thinking rather than going to fear and overwhelm. Is that something that you think you're good at?
Well, so my take on the whole idea of changing easily and gracefully is that the main thing, maybe the only thing that stops us from changing easily and gracefully is fear. And so a big part of what I do is helping people to transform their fear. Not fight their fear or overcome their fear and all those kind of aggressive type things, but to recognize the value that fear plays in our lives, and then to mine the resources in your fear.
So one of your things is mine your resources, find your own resources. If you don't mind, can I just share the little story you were telling me earlier about with your husband several years ago getting stuck in a cave in the mountains or the hills above Cape Town and being stuck for 12 hours. And, as you were telling me the story, I could feel this fear kind of rising in me about putting myself in that situation. And yet you said that you didn't get afraid, particularly, or you were afraid, but then you managed that fear and you thought clearly and you managed to come out and you got rescued and stuff. Now, to me, that's a wonderful living example of how you access to different resources within yourself. Most people would go straight into fear and panic, and as you explained, a lot of people would end up dying in situations like that because they go into fear and not thinking it through and not staying calm. So to me, you seem like your life has been an example of living that, and probably I would guess because you've had to face a lot of your own fears. Is that right?
Yes, fear is the thing that I've worked on the most in my life.
I think all of us
continue to do so.
Because as we've said, life is either fear or it's love. And most of us are just dealing with a lot of fear that we've inherited and just generating in ourselves. So your passion is helping people become more resourceful rather than more fearful.
Yes, resourceful is a word I love, and it's part of that sense of resourcefulness comes from being in a state of love rather than fear. Because when we're in a state of fear, our thinking closes down. Biological changes happen in our brain that literally change the way we think and the kinds of information we can take in and the amount of information we can take in. So when you get into, for me, having an agile mind is about getting into that love space where you can have both an open heart and an open mind.
And a good mind, a good thinking mind.
Well, when your mind is more open and when you're in that expansive love state, you think better and you are more resourceful. your mind is more flexible, you're more able to use your whole brain rather than the very structured left brain thinking. And that's when you're able to come up with those kind of magical intuitions, where you have a fantastic moment where you realize this is actually something I need to do, or this is what's going on for me. So when we're in that fear state, we don't think as well as when we're in the love state.
I don't know what your take is, but I value feelings tremendously, and I value good thinking tremendously. I think sometimes we tend to, well, I certainly find a lot of people that go, oh, it's all about following my feelings. Oh, I don't want to think about stuff, or it's all about thinking and don't let feelings get in the way of thinking. And for me, it's about bringing those two things together, bringing head and heart together. Is that your ultimate goal for people, to have them access resourceful emotional states and access good thinking, so that they can build what they want to build in their life, using both all those resources, the full repertoire of what they have?
Definitely, definitely. And so often we're looking outside of ourselves for information that we hope will help us with something, but actually we have these amazing resources inside of ourselves, our body, our emotions, and our ability to think in more meta kind of ways. And when you combine all of that together, you have got all the resources you need inside of you right now. And for me, it's about helping people to mine those resources.
Wonderful idea, and I think that's so empowering, is that belief that people have tremendous resourcefulness inside them, and that you can help them draw upon their own existing resourcefulness. That's a very exciting idea. So part of what we want to talk about as well is that you interviewed me for your Bottom Line book club. I was very honoured to be there, interviewed by you and to wait. So I can put some more information on my blog after this interview about that. You did a great interview. You asked me some really fantastic questions about how you discovered how you access those kind of things. So we'll make a special kind of offer for people that are interested in finding that. I just wanted to introduce you to people that know me to come and find you as a great resource. And as we've been talking today, I'll be going, I think I could probably do with you in some areas. Because there's areas where I still feel quite unresourceful. I think that's, we're on a lifelong journey. We never get to a place of resourcefulness and state that we always blossom. Is that your experience?
Definitely. I think there isn't a place, there isn't a there to get to. The whole thing is a journey. I mean, it's one of the reasons why I'm so passionate about learning, and I think it seems a bit of a swizz that I get to do the Bottom Line Book Club, because essentially that's come out of my passion for meeting people like you who are doing awesome stuff and getting to talk to you and mine your resources and hear more and learn more. And for me, there's never an end to that. I lap it all up. I love it.